Let's go this way. Hello again, everyone. A quick update on the current situation and what's going to be happening in the winter. I set out a plan A, plan B and a plan C. Plan A was to, as normal, go to Southeast Asia for the winter, travel around all around Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia, all around there. But with the current situation, a rapid increase in new cases across Europe, Southeast Asia is closed until maybe March next year, 2021. Today I've just been searching the internet comprehensively for every country, and because there's massive spikes across Germany, France, Italy, Spain and Holland, international travel is no more really, so we cannot travel. There is only 2 countries in the whole world that will take in international travellers without quarantine, and they are Antigua in the Caribbean, the only Caribbean island that is safe at the moment, and the other country is Tanzania. Well, I've never been to Africa, so never know, might go, I don't know. Plan B, so Plan B was to look at countries that I can visit. That's depleted down to 2 now, so basically it's a no-show. Where's that horse? Plan C is to buy myself a camper van. Oh, look at all those deer over there. Oh, family of deer. Shall we go and see if we can find them? Yeah, buy myself a camper van, a van conversion, and go on a road trip around Britain, which some of you may think I'm crazy to do it in the winter, but I'm a crazy person. So we'll have to wait and see. I was watching Edward Sweeney last night on his live stream on YouTube, and he booked a ticket to Bangkok 6 weeks ago for November, beginning of November, and it's increasingly unlikely they're going to go, even though Thailand has had no cases of coronavirus for 2 months. They do not want it brought into the country, whereas, so he's thinking, well, I'll leave it, maybe October, maybe he can get his money back on the flight, doesn't matter, but November is only like 2 months away. Doesn't seem highly unlikely any of us are going to go. So then I trawled the internet. I looked up all over Europe. Germany has had 3,000 new cases since yesterday. France, 3,700 cases since yesterday. And Spain, 3,124 cases since yesterday. Holland, about 1,000. Italy, 1,200. But it's increasingly unlikely we're going to be allowed to leave England at all. I feel sorry for the airlines, really. I mean, they've all gone bankrupt. A couple of friends of mine work for British Airways. They've been permanently laid off. That's going down the dumps, and now British Airways are getting rid of all their Boeing 747s, which they are quite old aircrafts anyway. But anyway, travelling, where are we going to go? Well, I could go to Antigua, but not really want to. Tanzania, no, don't think so. But a road trip looks good. get myself a camper van, and so I'm just sticking out in the winter. There's some good places around Britain I could film. And for what I'm going to look out for is abandoned places. I love exploring abandoned buildings. So we'll see if we can find anything like that. But in the meantime, international travel this year is an absolute no-go. But as I say, Thailand could open up in March. But why would you want to go to Thailand in March? Beginning of the low season, it'd be chucking it with rain, even though it'd be steaming hot in the 40 degrees Celsius and above. But why would you want to go there, pouring with rain? And okay, things would be cheap. But good stifling heat. You wouldn't want to travel in a stifling heat. 30 degrees, 34 degrees is okay. December, January, February time, that's manageable. But I'll probably stay in cold Britain. Let's hope it's not that cold. But it's miserable, rain, drizzle, everyone's miserable. Where are we now? Right there, right. Let's turn back, let's go back. So yeah, so it doesn't look good, but the road trips, well, seems okay. A friend of mine, Rob, works just down the road in another pub. There's something he might be willing to do. Well, he's already suggested it when I worked with him before a couple of years ago. But international travel, I don't know. There are people stuck all over the world, but if you're travelling for 3 or 4 months, I suppose you could quarantine yourself for 2 weeks and then carry on. But the airfares now are astronomically expensive. I mean, for example, if you went to, I don't know, let's say Turkey, and the return flight was normally about 250 quid. Now they're charging 800, 900 pound. It's absolutely stupid. Then you've got to buy insurance, travel insurance. That's going to go through the roof with this coronavirus. Whereas someone of my age, I'm 54, my yearly travel insurance, medical insurance is normally £380 a year. And that's going to skyrocket. That's going to be about 700-800 now. I'm not willing to pay that. So we'll just have to wait until next year, 2021, to see what happens. Borders close, borders open up again, and we can just go from there, really. But 2020, the year 2020, God, what a year. Everything shut down. Not good. I did see some deer here around here earlier. What's going on in this field? Oh, some horses grazing. Yeah, yep. Probably too far away, you can't see them. Let's carry on. Yeah, so just come out for my evening stroll. Oh, there's a bit of a damp squid this 2020 year, isn't it? What else can happen? Asteroids going to hit the Earth. Bubonic Plague breaking out of China again. Well, that's already started. There was a small case of it up in northern China a couple of months ago, wasn't there? We've heard nothing since. But there's a lot of countries covering this up. Where they say they haven't got many cases, which the corrupt governments are covering it up. It's rife everywhere, all around the world. Everywhere's got it. So I'll just have to bear the brunt of a British winter again, and wait for next year. But hopefully it'll give me a bit more time and to gather my investments together, and hopefully retire next year. All goes well. And 'cause I'm working hard all my life, I don't really want to work anymore. But this all across Europe, it's the same in Britain. These cases have been ramped up again because of these snowflakes, the 20, 30 something crowd, you think it doesn't affect them. Oh, you're old, oh, we're young, but you're going to be old one day. And it does actually affect young people. In very, very rare cases they die from it. And because European countries are having a second wave again, there's a very high chance that England are going to get it. England are going to get it again as well, a second wave. And if we go into lockdown again, well, I can see the country collapsing. I mean, you just look at Thailand. They've cancelled the tourism season. Their best tourism season is like November to March. So 5 months of the year, season through for the rest of the year, the low season. And there's no tourists going over this year at all. They've cancelled it until at least March next year, could be later. But they're in a bad state of affairs. But the thing is, even though they've had no cases, they do not want tourists coming in, bringing the virus with them and infecting the rest of the population of Thailand. This is why they shut all the doors very, very quickly. Other countries were letting them in, like Malaysia, Philippines and Vietnam. They've still got cases going on, and cases are increasing, like in the Philippines. So I saw on the internet yesterday, no, today actually, that's all right, regarding yesterday's cases, 6,800 cases, new cases yesterday. It's unbelievable. And throughout the Philippines. So it must have already been there. People were already obviously doing island hopping and taking it around with them. So when they say lockdown and stay at home, it means stay at home. Don't spread it around. But these young snowflakes doesn't seem to bother them. They think, oh, that's all right, won't bother me. But it does. It bothers everyone, because it affects everyone, and everyone else get into lockdown, and then jobs gone. That's it. But you can't tell these young people anything. So we just have to wait and see. I'm sensible. I'll stay out of the way. I'm in the vast countryside here, no one else around, just animals, and I'm fairly safe here, fairly safe. But if I went to a town, I'd have to wear a mask. What are we now? Are we end of August? Gee, the last time I went to a town, I think it was back in March. It was 6 months ago. Last time I went to a town. Don't know what a town looks like now, anyway. So yeah. So we just have to bear in mind. I think a winter road trip is on the cards. So I'll get myself a camper van. I'll wait till October, buy one then, because they'll be cheap then. Number one, people will be skint and want to sell them, because people will be starting to lose their jobs when the furlough finishes. And number two, yeah, who wants to go on a road trip in the winter? Apart from me, because I'm crazy. So they're going to sell their vehicles, get more money. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. And take you on a tour around Great Britain. I know in the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, sorry, since I started this channel, I've only been walking around my backyard and around the hills and the and the forests in my local area. But that's all we can see at the moment. I don't really want to go on public transport. Even though you're wearing a mask on public transport, but you're touching things, you're touching the headrest in front of you, you're touching the bars to pull yourself up, you're touching this, that and the other. I don't know who's been touching it before. So even though people wear masks, nobody's wearing gloves. So we just have to be very careful of everything. I may sound, I don't know, a bit granny-ish with this, but it's a safe way. It's a safe way. It's the only way. The only way we're going to break it. And if these young snowflakes want to carry on the way they're going, I mean, look at, if they can't allow fans into football stadiums and racing fans going to race courses, that's not like, why are all these people going to the beach? They're spreading it on the beach, even though maybe 2 meters is right, but they're not all the time. They're in the sea, they're touching this, that and the other. Why can't people go to football stadiums? Why can't people go to race courses? So it's well, it's a sorry state of affairs, really, isn't it? So anyway, that's my moan out of the way. I can't believe I started this YouTube channel based on travel a couple of months ago. We haven't done any travelling, have we? It was a bit of a wrong time to start it, really, but it's good to get started, get more confidence, show you around your local area, and I'll get better as I go along. And but once I start, I think once October comes and November comes, I'll make a decision, a rapid decision, as I always make rapid decisions, where to go. And it'll either be somewhere in the world, which is probably unlikely now, or a road trip. And I'll take you along with me on the road trip, which will be very interesting, I think. Yeah, go all over Britain, some obscure places. I love exploring abandoned buildings, so I'll find some abandoned buildings somewhere and go and explore hidden caves. There's lots of, especially up the Peak District, a lot of hidden caves up there. So caves and narrow roads, got down to dead ends, cliffs, whatever. Lots of places to explore. And the last time I explored Great Britain was when I was a kid. Me and my family used to go on holidays to Wales, Scotland, England, all over the place. And oh look, I just spotted a little rabbit. See him? Right? You see that? See a little rabbit there. You see him? No, can't see him. Well, anyway, so I shall leave the video here, and I'll see you on the next video. Hopefully it won't be too long. I know it's been 3 weeks since I last made one, but I've been very, very busy with work, and that's really all we've got time for, really. So it's goodbye from me.